click subscribe to Proper English Online for more real English conversations with native speakers every week. Like my lessons? Support me on Patreon. Patrons can download every worksheet for every lesson. Hey guys, this is Lee from Proper English Online, and this is the worksheet video for Upper Intermediate Lesson 9, Getting Over a Breakup. Okay, so in this lesson we're going to learn some phrases that use the word chance, okay? Also, we're going to learn some idiom phrases. Phrases are actually quite commonly used, but are idioms, so they're not really translatable phrases, only exist in English. Also, we've got some various phrases from the listening that we'll talk about too. Okay, so before we do that, let's take a look on your PDF worksheet. You will find that we have the listening script with some missing words. Once again, I'd just like you to listen, fill in those missing words, and when you're ready, come back and we'll take a look at these words in more detail. So listen as many times as you need, and when you're done, we'll come back and take a look. So, see you guys in a bit. Do you want another?
Sure. Don't let me drink too much though, man.
Seems like a pretty good time to be drinking too much to me.
I don't know. I shouldn't make a habit of it. Doesn't make me feel any better.
It's just been a week though, man. I'm surprised you're even out of the house. If it was me, I don't know where I'd be. You're holding it together pretty well.
I'm hanging in there. I'm still just in shock, to be honest. 2 years, man. We're together for almost 2 whole years and then she just drops this on me out of nowhere.
I don't want to rub salt in old wounds, man, but what exactly did she say?
Ugh. First, she said she needed time to herself, time to think, whatever that meant. Then a couple of days later, boom, she said she doesn't love me anymore.
Oof.
Says she doesn't see any future with me and says she can't continue pretending. Pretending to do what? I don't know, but yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, I really am. That's got to be really hard to hear.
Yeah, it was.
That's pretty final. I gotta say, there's no ambiguity there.
Oh yeah, it's done. Over.
Yeah, I mean, if it was gonna happen, if she was gonna leave you, then I guess she's done it in the best way. It's clear, it's final. I mean, when my ex left me, I spent months trying to get her back. She made me think if I changed or did the right thing, she'd come back to me, but there was never any chance of that happening.
So what? I should be happy about this?
No, of course not. I'm just saying that in a way, this is going to help you move on. You know, I'm thinking long term here. It's such a clean break, so harsh but clear. You know where you stand with her now. In time, you'll be able to move forward with your life and meet someone new.
That seems pretty far away right now, man. But I've been thinking about that too, and I think you're right.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I guess I've done this too. You know, you break up with someone and you don't want to be a bad guy. You know, you want to let the person down gently and say something soft like, I don't think it's going to work out between us, or whatever, but that's all just dishonest. You're just trying to be nice because you don't want the person to hate you.
Yeah, well that kind of screws up the other person's mind, right?
Yeah, you think there's a chance you can fix it, but there isn't. At least now I know I can't fix it. And honestly, I'm kind of angry with her. That helps in a weird way.
I get you. You need time to process it.
Anyway, man, I don't think I'm quite done drowning my sorrows just yet. We gonna get another drink or what?
Okay guys, so hopefully now we've filled in those missing words and we're ready to move on. So in the conversation we heard the two guys talking about one of the guys recently broke up with his girlfriend. He's quite sad about it, he's quite upset. But he says this, he says, she made me think, his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, made me think if I changed or did the right thing, she'd come back to me. But there was never any chance of that happening. Another person said this, there's a chance you can fix it. All these phrases here are using the word chance. Now, chance means possibility, something will happen, okay? So which phrase means something was impossible? And which phrase means something is possible but not guaranteed to happen? Look at these example sentences. Which phrase in bold means something is impossible, which one means something is possible but not guaranteed to happen, not definitely going to happen. Pause this video and think. Okay guys, so the first one here, there was never any chance of that happening. This, it means something was impossible. There was never any chance of that happening. There was never any chance she'd come back to me. There was never any chance that would happen. The next one here, there's a chance you can fix it. There's a chance you can fix it. It means something is possible but not guaranteed to happen. So there's a chance you can fix it. It's possible but not definitely going to happen. Okay, so we can use chance in a few different ways. I'd like you to complete these forms below about how we can use the word chance. So firstly, we've got there be or there is, no, never any, chance, something, it, that, something, verb, ing. What's our missing word here? Okay, and this one too, we can also use it this way, there be, never any, chance, that, some kind of SVO. What are we going to put there? Pause this video. What information do we need to include in these forms here? Okay, so the first one, chance of something happening. Chance of something, verb ing. We use of and then we follow it with verb ing or something, verb ing, something like that. The next one here, there be no or there is no or there is never any chance that, sentence. Okay? Now that as well, that is not necessary. We don't have to include it, but the other stuff is necessary and we use a sentence after never any chance that something will happen. Okay guys, so let's take a look at this form in a bit more detail. Now this one here, if you say there was no chance, it's not going to happen, there's no chance, we use a past tense sentence. So for example, there was no chance I could win. Now could is kind of the past tense of can. I can't win, there was no chance I could win. It was impossible. Or maybe this one here, there was no chance I would be able to do it. Would is kind of a past tense of will. So I won't be able to do it. There was no chance I would be able to do it. Okay guys, so let's move on to these phrases again and talk about our pronunciation. So which words do we stress in these examples? And what happens to of in these examples? How do we pronounce it? Let's pause this video and think. Which words do we stress and what happens to the word of? Okay guys, let's look at the stress for the first one. There was never any chance of that happening. There was never any chance of that happening. Big stress on never, smaller stress on chance. The next example, there's a chance you can fix it. There's a chance you can fix it. Big stress on chance there. So what happens to of in the first example? So there was never any chance of that. Never any chance of that. So it's a sound. Chance of that. And also there's some linking to chance of, suv. The S sound joins the So again, there was never any chance of that. There was never any chance of that. Okay guys, so now we looked at these phrases in a bit more detail. Let's try and practice using them now. So we're going to use some prompts you'll see on your worksheet to make some sentences using chance. Now remember to change the tense of be. Remember, if something's impossible, we need to use a past tense, remember. So, for example, this one here, it is impossible to buy it. How could we say the same thing using chance? Well, we could say there was no chance of buying it. Or we could say there was no chance I could buy it. So I can't buy it. There was no chance I could buy it. Notice here I'm using past tense for was and also past tense for could as well. Okay, so how about these prompts here? First one, it was impossible to buy a ticket. It's possible to get injured. It was possible to get there on time. And this one, it is impossible to meet the deadline. These prompts, can we say the same thing using the word chance? Pause this video and think. Okay guys, so the first one here, this one we could say there was no chance of getting a ticket or there was no chance of buying a ticket. Or we could say, there was no chance I could buy a ticket. There was no chance I could buy a ticket. The next one, it's possible to get injured. There was a chance of getting injured. So there was a chance. There was a chance of getting injured. Or we could say, there was a chance I could get injured. Or there's a chance I would get injured. The next one here, it was possible to get there on time. There was a chance of getting there on time. Or there was a chance I could get there on time. That could work. And the last one, it's impossible to meet the deadline. There was no chance of meeting the deadline. Or there was no chance I could meet the deadline. It was impossible. Okay guys, now let's think about you in this case now. So what things are possible or impossible for you these days? Think about your work, school life, personal life, or think about the news as well, things happening around the world. Use phrases with chance to talk about it. Pause this video and think. Okay guys, so let's move on to some other stuff now. So the speakers used a few idioms in their conversation. You can see them here. You're holding it together pretty well. I don't want to rub salt in old wounds. Let the person down gently. And the last one, I don't think I'm quite done drowning my sorrows. We've got 4 idioms here. I'd like you to match them with these hints you'll see on your PDF worksheet. So match the idioms with the hints and yeah, we'll check together. Pause this video and think. Okay guys, so the first one, you're holding it together pretty well. This one just means to not lose control, not to get too emotional. So the guys were talking about, he's just broken up with his girlfriend. It's a very difficult, sad, hard situation, but he is holding it together pretty well. He's not getting too emotional. He's not losing control. He's holding it together, holding himself together, you could imagine. All right? Okay guys, so our pronunciation for this one, you're holding it together pretty well. You're holding it together. So small stress on hold, big stress on together. You're holding it together. Okay, our next phrase here was, I don't want to rub salt in old wounds. Now, rub salt in old wounds means to remind someone of bad past events. Make them think about things that happened that maybe they don't want to remember, some bad things that happened before. Okay, so for this one, guys, our pronunciation, it's rub salt in old wounds. Rub salt in old wounds. Rub salt in old wounds. Okay, and it means to remind people something bad that happened. Talk about things that they don't want to think about. Now, our next phrase here, let the person down gently, or let someone down gently. This one means to share some bad news in a kind way. Let someone down gently. Okay, so for example, if you're going to fire someone, or you're going to break up with someone, or tell someone any really bad news, then we'll probably use this phrase to let the person down gently. Don't be too harsh, be kind, be nice when you give someone bad news. Now, pronunciation here, it's let the person down gently. Let the person down gently. Let the person down gently. So small stress on down, big stress on let. Now our next example here was, I don't think I'm quite done drowning my sorrows. Drowning my sorrows. This expression here means to drink a lot of alcohol when you feel sad. So you feel sad about something, so you drink to drown your sorrows, make you feel better. You feel sad, but you drink because you want to forget about it. Okay, our pronunciation here, it's drowning my sorrows. Drowning my sorrows. Big stress on sorrows, small stress on drown. Drowning my sorrows. Okay guys, so let's move on now to some other stuff we heard in the conversation. We've got a few phrases here from A to F, and we have some hints below. As you can see, the phrases A to F, these ones have some missing words, so please fill in those missing words and then match them with the hints we have below. So pause this video and think. Okay guys, so our first one here is, I shouldn't make a habit of it. Make a habit of something. Make a habit of something means to start doing something too much. Now our pronunciation here, I shouldn't make a habit of it. Make a habit of it. So here we have a big stress on habit, small stress on make. Also here, a bit of linking. We link the K and the A and we say, I shouldn't make a habit of it. Make a habit, make a habit of it. Now also notice here we've got some linking here. Of it, of it, of it. Make a habit of it. Make a habit of it. So weak of sound and it joins with the it of it, of it. Make a habit of it. Okay. Now the next one here we have is this one. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. It means I'm staying calm and composed in a difficult situation. I'm hanging in there. I'm okay. I'm all right. So this expression here, I'm hanging in there, pronunciation, I'm hanging in there. Hanging in there. Big stress on in. I'm hanging in there. Now, one thing as well, what we notice here is lots of linking. So the G in hanging disappears and we get hanging in there. We link the N and the I sound. I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. Our next example, she just drops this on me. She just drops this on me. Okay, so this one here means to suddenly and unkindly share some bad news. She just drops this on me. She tells me some really bad news just suddenly without making it softer. She doesn't let you down gently. She drops this on you. Okay, now pronunciation, drops this on me. Now it could be drops this on me or drops this on me. But in this case, what we heard in the conversation was she just drops this on me, this thing here. But it could just be drops this on me. That's also fine. So another thing to consider is linking. So drops this on me, this on me. The S and the O join together. She just drops this on me or drops this on me. Okay, and our next example, you know where you stand with her. You know where you stand with someone. This expression here means you understand your relationship with another person and how they feel about you. I know where he or she stands with me. Okay, I understand our relationship. I know where I stand with her, we could say. So maybe someone like your boss, for example, might be very strict and very harsh and maybe not very kind, but they're honest and you know where you stand with them. You understand how they feel about you, okay? Now, pronunciation here, so know where you stand with someone. You know where you stand with someone. So we stress know and stand. I know where I stand with you, for example. Okay, this example here, it screws up the other person's mind. Screw up. Screw something up or to screw up something means to damage, ruin, or confuse someone or something. To screw someone up, to confuse it, make it difficult, make it hard, or just damage it. Okay, so this one here, pronunciation, screws up the other person's mind. Screws up. Now, also a bit of linking. We link the S and the sound with a Z sound. Screws up the other person's mind. Okay, now our next example here is I get you. I get you. This expression here, I get you, just means I understand. I get you. Yeah, I get you. I get you. Big stress on get. I get you. Okay, I understand. Okay guys, well done. Alright, so hopefully this was a useful lesson for you today guys. We learned lots of different phrases we heard in the conversation. I've been Lee from Proper English Online and I hope to see you guys again. Thanks for joining me. See you guys next time. Bye bye.